Best practice number 10. Today, we're going to talk about the server zone. What most companies and network administrator will do is usually they will create a single VLAN, a single zone, like for example a /24, to have all of their servers in this VLAN. This is the most standard approach. Certain companies which are less mature will sometimes also have their servers in the same VLANs as their clients, as their users, which is the lowest level of security. But today, and I will share a thought, and it's basically it's coming from me. It's not. I haven't seen that much spoken about on the internet, but it's just me trying to be perfect and always improve. And before I say this, I think that maybe some people will hate me, maybe some people will not like me because of what I'm suggesting, but this is really what I think is best. And in terms of servers, I think that the best approach is to have one VLAN per server, one broadcast domain per server, similarly to the previous video on the DMZ, which means we create a /29 or /30, and we isolate each server, specifically server here, in its own domain. What that does is that, yes, it's going to require a lot of work to do that. But when you do, first you isolate them between each other, which means if one server gets compromised, it's going to be very hard to have a lateral movement to all of your other servers. So that's the number one advantage here. But the second advantage, which I really like, is that when you isolate your servers in individual VLANs, then all of the traffic has to go back up to the firewall to get processed. And there you can apply security services and profiles such as application control, which gives you control and visibility throughout all of the apps and all of the traffic that will go through with the server, which you normally would not see because normally all of the servers are in the same VLAN and they talk to each other. You don't really see the full traffic between each other. So that's a point of non-visibility. So here, all of the traffic go back up to the firewall. You see everything, and you can also apply IPS. You can leverage the IPS security of your firewall. And the reason I consider it also being a best practice is because nowadays, specifically FortiGates, these firewalls have become so powerful in terms of processing ability compared to 10 years ago that now they can take it. Like I literally see all the time FortiGates that are literally sleeping, meaning that the CPU is at 1% usage and the RAM is like at 20% used. So they don't work that much. So we can make them work harder, and we want to have them work harder. And so we can afford it by having all of the server's traffic going back up to the FortiGate. Once you have all that in place, what this also allows you to do is to have single policies so that you can granularly control the user VLAN. So the VLAN in which all of your users are, you can control specifically which ports will be allowed towards each individual servers. Whereas if all of your servers are in the same VLAN, you will allow a bunch of ports that might not be needed for all of the servers to be open. So in that way, you restrict even more the firewall policies internally. And remember that, well, at least for me, the goal is that my goal when I build a firewall, when I configure it, is to build the ultimate fortress. I want it to be so well designed and so well secure and strict that if ever a hacker gets into one of my systems, the hacker will just, they will hit their head on their keyboard because the fortress will be very well built and it will just block them. So that's my goal when I build something, when I build a firewall. And that's where the idea is coming from, of having servers in individual VLANs. Yes, it's more work, but the benefits are there. This is it for today, and I will see you in the next video.